Hi, Leo. June 2021. Your general reading. Let's jump right in. Take a look at these major arcana cards here. These are the archetypal influences that are umbrelling, a new word, basically living in orbit, if you will, outside your spiritual biosphere, which contains both yin and yang for Leo for June. And so they're radiating their celestial energies to assist both yin and yang as we go along. So when I turned over this first card, the Chariot, we got the Chariot, the Tower, and the Magician. When I turned over the first card, this tune that came out in the 1960s and was quite popular started playing in my head, and the tune was named Mustang Sally. And the refrain of, Mustangs came out in the 1960s for the first time. Ford Mustangs. And anyway, so the refrain in the tune is, all you want to do is ride around, Sally, ride. All you want to do is ride around, Sally, ride. And I was convinced at that moment, I've seen nothing in the other cards to distract me from this conclusion that this reading for Leo is leaning way towards the yin in this month. So for yin, that means to be your yin self and to enhance the yin side of nature. But for yang too, it's a good month, it seems, for enhancing the yang side of nature. So of course, the Chariot is going to be all about riding around, taking action, going out and trying your wings and trying your newfound powers. I mean, you were preceded to this by the lovers. You found out about what it was to regard yourself and someone else, more abstract thinking. Now you want to go try out your wings. That's good. But that is why I got the impression with the Tower here that you were, Leo, and of course, remember, I'm talking about the yin and yang when I'm with these three cards, that you've been up in your tower, and instead of something happening to you, you've been praying and doing rituals so that you could get blown out of your tower, because you want to get down to earth and you want to try out your wings. And for a Leo to walk into that world of empowerment and strong, self-propelled, sun-fired, sun being the energy source behind Leo, you want that. And so you've been doing the rituals. Well, you got the answer to your prayers. You got the Tower. So you're getting blown out and you're getting blown down to earth, where you can ground yourself, but you can also now start functioning and taking some of these things that brought you to the place of the Chariot in your development and your personal evolution, and try them out. And of course, looking over here, you're looking at your world probably as part of what inspired you to be petitioning the gods for something to blow you out of your tower. You were looking down at the Magician and you're going, you know what? I see him down there and I am going to partner up with him. Okay, fine. But you know what? You got to stay with your game. I mean, this game is a good game, But you got to go according to, it's like, be careful what you ask for. Not in the case of that it might hurt you, but that you asked for this according to what I'm seeing in these cards. And now you have to stay with the fact that you asked for it and play it out. Play it to the nth degree for yourself, the Magician. And that's for yin and yang. That's what's overshadowing. It's very dynamic. It's very self-propelled. And of course, you don't want to let this go to your head. I mean, yeah, you were able to broker this, but is that any reason to inflate your ego over it? Nah. Okay, let's talk yin. Yin, look at you. Right at the prow of your ship as you ply the waves of your life towards your future is the Three of Cups. We have the Three of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Magician again. And look here, Yin, Magician being in the same place that the Magician was in the Major Arcana. Poetic, right? But not only poetic, synchronistic. Yin, I did mention that I think this month for Leo, it's about yin energy. Okay? So it's actually, if you're looking up and you're seeing that radiating source that's coming with this energy, which brought you out of your tower and into the world of the Magician, and now you're getting this reinforcement, then it's really time to embrace it and to work in harmony, in tandem with the divine influence. And of course, you could say no, but if you're experimenting like it looked like you wanted to try out your wings, so to speak, well, this is a way to do it, to follow the yellow brick road that's been, built out there in front of you to walk. And so how do you get there? Well, it looks like you get there with the spirit of creativity and fun. Creativity and enjoyment. I won't say fun so much as enjoyment or just pure joy. A joyful dance that contains inspiration and intuitive leaps. That's why, Sally, all you want to do is ride around, right? So ride around. I mean, there's a time and a place for every purpose. In June, if it's a month for you to get out there and that's all you want to do is ride around, you want to absorb, you want to pick up things, and you want to empower yourself and gain knowledge, wisdom for your future, why not? Why not? There is one sobering, not morose and not heavy, but there's one element here that is like ringing the bell of reason, and that is the Hierophant. Yin, while you're doing your dance, okay? Don't forget that the Hierophant got his staff in the Rider-Waite, and the end of the staff is on one of the heads of the acolyte, which is implying that there is a conduit between the heavens and earth. That conduit is along that path is where the energies from the divine flow, and they flow into your chakras. So I would say simply and, in a lighthearted fashion, remember the conduit. while you're driving around, while you're having this joy and a joyful dance through the month of June. Let's talk yang. Yang? Well, I'm I'm thinking that along with everything else that's been said in this reading, that it's kind of appropriate that there be a change. I mean, there's a potential in your world that it's not comfortable for you or not feeling like home territory for you to visit the balance of the sacred feminine in your own self. And so perhaps you grew up being programmed to think that that was not the yang way, to consider that aspect. I mean, we had the sensitive male of the 90s. That was what some people called the things that were happening in society, and that obviously didn't work. That's because it's not around anymore. If things that work stay around, and it made its mark and it did some good. But I mean, there's still plenty of reason to believe that the balance can be uncomfortable for yang. The balance of the yin within the yang can feel odd. It can feel out of whack, so to speak. Well, you're starting out at the prow of your ship, looking that right in the face. And there's an initiation for you. That in your own hero's journey, that is the step of the initiation. So I would say if you're going to take that step and it's going to be initiatory, then treat it like it shows in one aspect of the Rider-Waite deck, which is that make it a friendly competition. The kind of competition where when you get done with you and your friends got together with your staves, your wands, and you had a bout, if you will, out in the field, a competitive bout. Make sure that at the end of that, you're all still gentlemen and you're wishing each other like good game, well played, etc. That which ennobles the whole venture, right? So your initiation is actually a noble venture. And what it is bringing along with it is the Justice card, which is absolutely the feminine and absolutely, ringing loud, clanging horns and bells, that balance is a vital component. And the balance of the yin and yang is one balance that we are here to get comfortable with on this planet. And lo and behold, look at you. Look at you. Perhaps you're not reminding yourself of this, but your intention appears to be that you're not shooting low. Your bar is high. You're shooting high, shooting for the stars. And, if that's the kind of role of being an emissary, which is a high role, and in some belief systems, the knight is above the king in terms of hierarchy in the flow of the deck, right? Why would that be? Because the knight has to take the knowledge of the kingdom, and in this case, it's the Knight of Wands, has to take the knowledge of the kingdom and carry it forth to other kingdoms, the Kingdom of Cups, the Kingdom of Swords, etc. And for that purpose, the knight has to be equipped with the knowledge of the realm that the king has for leadership, but that's just the beginning. His is to have a holistic understanding so he can carry that forth. That's the level you, in your heart of hearts, it looks like you're shooting for. Good on you. Go for it. And this is actually a great depiction of how to go for it. You got your eye on the side of the card that is towards your future and towards an inspired and intuitive future with fire, Leo. Okay? So take your fire and keep your eye not only on who you are, but on where you're going. And with that, I'm going to leave it, and I will see you next month. Until then, be well. Love you all. Bye for now.